Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Let's see. Let's get stuff up and running. Also, for context, before anyone asks, this is a different shirt. I got two, no, I got three shirts, three button-up shirts this week. One of them's dark. The other two, one of them is just like a light coffee color. The other one's, pretty bright white. Yeah, let's see. I'll do my best not to wear them back to back, but for today. Okay. Yeah, thank you all for waiting. I appreciate it. Um, let's see. Yeah, so we're right. So I thought a little bit about it's all good zone. I I actually thought you were there. I don't. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Uh, thank you for stopping by. Um, yeah, person, please keep things appropriate. Let's see. I really feel like they should change it from installing Roblox Studio to updating Roblox Studio. Man. Um, because yeah, like I feel like when it says installing, it's just like ridiculous. Like, oh wow, been making games on Roblox since 2008, and I finally installed it. You know, Yeah, it also takes forever. I swear. Like, what could they have really changed? Hey there, Mr. Object. Welcome back. Let's see. Let's see. It's still Oh wait. Hey. It's almost done loading. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. All right, so we got everything loaded in. Ooh, nice. What kind of Lego set? I know I really liked Lego Star Wars growing up, and Lego architecture in college. Yeah, right now they're all in some storage locker in Colorado. I miss them. Okay, so server. Let's see how this goes. All right, not bad, not bad. Um, hmm, dang, congrats! I didn't know they had them that expensive. Is it because it was an older set that was discontinued, or is there actually a set that costs that much now? I know there was that old Millennium Falcon. My friend growing up audit, um, he got that as from his parents after he got straight A's. I was jealous. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense with like inflation and the fact that at some point Lego realized they could just charge whatever they wanted, and we would still buy it. Yeah, I remember there was a brief time growing up where like it was like 20 cents a piece. It was like 10 to 20 cents, and then I think it's kind of spiraled past that since then. Let's see. Let's okay. Mm, okay, so power, sword. Okay, so test.story.luau, import story. Um, I'm doing all right. I'm not familiar with that. Is that a real thing? Is that like a let's see. Not a bad selection with Mamma Mia, quality choice. Um, let's see. I don't know that song. Let's Hey, I glad to hear, Cody. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Okay, so module. What was that? So test. We also want to have the character thing. Okay. Yeah. How about, okay, so humanoid util. That's what we want. All right. So import shared humanoid util. Okay, humanoid util dot new character. And then we're also going to want to put in the pseudo enum new character dot pseudo enum dot new character pseudo enum. So it's body type. Uh, whatever. Let's do masculine because I haven't found a non-binary one yet for the main. But no, let's go with. I'm gonna go with character style um, for blocky, just because every time I have the 2016 one up, everyone freaks out, and so I think it's a good, healthy reminder that no, it's not gonna be exactly that. You know, helps people not be as stressed about that. The local user, local. Okay. I think I am Nightcycle. I mean, functionally, it's a single proprietor LLC. So yes, legally I am Nightcycle. Um, are you the game? I mean, in the sense that any multiplayer game is technically also the players, you know? Um, so sure, why not? Uh, so now, hmm, let's uh, let's set the offset. So local cam offset equals cframe new 30 or something. Space dot parent camera dot cframe times camera offset. I mean, yeah, you you went to Lake Michigan today? Nice. How was it? I haven't seen that in a little bit. I think when I saw it when I actually no, I saw it when I was in Chicago. It is Lake Michigan, right? I'm not sure. I know I think I can list the Great Lakes. There's Erie, Superior. Is Huron one of them? Then Michigan. Hmm. I feel like I'm missing one. Yeah. Ontario. Okay. You know I was missing one. Granted, I haven't been to Ontario in a while. Water was 37 degrees? Dang. John Object, you like to game? I like to make games. I do game on occasion. Hmm. Let's see. Do I prefer single player or multiplayer games? Um, Hard to say. I guess single player. Uh, because I'm kind of the same person. I'm the person who will order the same flavor of ice cream every time I go to a place. I'll go to the same restaurants I always like. It's not that I can't imagine myself liking something else more, just as I can imagine having a much more fun experience in a multiplayer game, but I can also imagine myself having a worse experience. And usually when I am playing video games, I don't have much time. Like I get maybe a day of the week at max for like 4 or 5 hours. And so I just wanted to stick with something safe, stick with something that I know I'll enjoy. Um, if I have a friend that, is hanging out with me on call or in person, usually on call, then, I will play a multiplayer game with them. But for the most part, just I prefer consistency. Okay. Power melee slash. Why not? Run action. Hmm. We're just gonna stick fully functional right now, and just see how far we can go with it. Fire character. Let's see. Hey there, gaming zone. So I guess the CJ zone is technically the proper name. The CJing zone. Yeah, and I can understand that, John Object. Well, I can understand the first one. I don't know what you're saying in the second one. If you take 5 from your age, how old? I would be 5 years. Isn't that coincidence? How if you take 5, it is 5. 10 mine. Okay, so I think you're saying that you're 10, and you are talking like someone who is 10, but that also might be a bit. So now I don't know what to make of it. But if you are 10, welcome. We try to stay family friendly here. If you're not 10, I am confused, slightly concerned. But yes, yeah, that is how subtraction works. Yeah, multiplication is cool. Addition, subtraction is cool. My favorite has got to be exponential though. That feels fun. Like, you can have 2 times 2 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4. But if you want to go crazy, 2 to the 2 is also 4. Math is really not that difficult. It's all 4. I am 10, do math. Yeah, but most 10-year-olds aren't like, you know, I feel like most 10-year-olds don't have this much personality, or maybe I was just a boring 10-year-old, you know? Like I just want to talk about Roblox and dinosaurs and Legos. Yeah, my grammar is awful to this day though. Like mhm. Yeah. Oh no. So I was about to be like, yeah, that's fun. I had characters I was obsessed with. Then I got to the end. Bad zone. Don't make me put you in timeout. No. Let's see. What's it called? Yeah, yeah, that one kid out there who thought, was looking up to Drake, having a real hard time right now. J John, if you are in fact 10, don't worry about it. Okay? When I was 10, I had a speech impediment. So you're 10. You're supposed to be learning stuff. That's all right. Um, Brooklyn, hello, welcome, welcome. A person, don't go around correcting grammar unless they're being exceptionally annoying. In which case, I'll just remove them from the chat. I don't know which video you're referring to, Zone, but I'm not sure I want to know. Knowing you, I probably don't. Please don't respond with anything that would get you muted for a bit. Mm. Okay, so melee slash. Okay, handles. Yeah, that's the thing which y'all don't understand. I just want there to not be drama. I don't really care who's right or wrong. A person, John Object. This is a drama-free zone. The next person who responds gets muted for 10 minutes. All right? Y'all both need to be nice to each other. I don't really care who's causing, who started it. Because my goal is to get through the stream without spending too much energy. I know it's crazy. I it's not that you did anything wrong, a person. It's that it takes two people to have a fight, and like I don't want people to be fighting. Because like that's the thing. Like if somebody is just gonna if somebody's being insufferable, they'll just be removed from the chat. So you don't gotta like fight them down. You don't gotta bully them till they leave. Uh, so yeah, if y'all are gonna be mean to each other, you also have to be funny because that's like like when there was that crazy Zionist here a few weeks back. There were many funny jokes. Uh, Oh, if it's being rude to me, okay, I got you. I appreciate it for trying to defend my honor, but I'm almost 30. I can take a 10-year-old being rude to me. People have been rude to me for on the internet because of my Roblox stuff since I was like 12. It's baked in there. Skivvy toilet. Let's see. That's yeah, a person. Yeah, hold it in, hold it in. You know, You do like what the Hulk does. Like the secret is I'm always holding in, a banger response that would get me muted. Um, Skibidi toilet. I mean, I think okay. That's the hype train. That's how it works. There's something where like Skibidi toilet is. Um, there was a point where it was rising in popularity. People thought, okay, this is interesting. This is kind of fun. Then it got oversaturated. They went too far with it. And now people are kind of looking back, wondering, like, okay, was it really worth all of this? And the answer is probably no. But, that doesn't, I think that Security Toilet was a fun little idea that didn't have too much thought put into it. That kind of got out of control. And it doesn't got to be any more than that. I don't think the people who make it think it's more than that. Like, it's kind of like when someone says, makes like a genuine critique of Superhero Life 2. Not like saying, oh, Superhero Life 3 is trash and Superhero Life 2, there's so much lag and it's buggy. Like, like the normal stuff, which is obvious, it's not even a critique, it's just statement of fact. Um, but like, sits down and be like, and says stuff like, oh, I think the quest system is kind of half baked and takes away and distracts the players from what it would otherwise be the more fun parts of the game. And like, I think that that's like a valid bit of feedback. There are some legitimate critiques of the game. I don't think I would say Superhero Life 2 as a product deserved to be played 200 million times. I think that a lot of the reason people enjoy it is because they are creative people who took what I made and made it more fun. Like nobody could imagine having fun in single player Superhero Life 2, Like the gameplay is just not there. And so I think that's kind of the case with Skibidi Toilet. Like the person who made it, they're not a genius, but they made something that they were, happy about, and it got and sort of took off, and so they probably don't mind it taking off. But I don't think I don't think it was ever meant to be the next modern art piece. You know, you can't really control how far you go into the culture. Honestly, do y'all remember the Flappy Bird guy? In case you didn't know, y'all are pretty young, so you might not know. But Flappy Bird used to be um, used to be this massive game on the App Store. And then after like a week or two, the developer said, I'm too stressed. I'm sorry, and then deleted the app. Yeah, I feel for the guy because, I think sometimes you just want to make a little fun thing, and then it gets sort of blown out of the way, blown out of proportion. Um, yeah. So anyway, I do miss the days when Superhero Life 2 had more players, but I do kind of enjoy the peace of it now. And I know that when I release this, if things go well, it'll go away. Oh yeah, that's okay. Okay. Hmm. Trying to think what handles. Okay, so let's go. Let's get the legacy powers. Let's copy them to here, and we're just going to reduce it all to. Um, so we have animations. Okay. I should actually generate this like legitimately, you know? Um, let's see. Dang. Where Wolf Gamer is in fact a wolf, so I feel like that's on you, you know? Inside Wolf Gamer is one wolf, and it's a gamer. You got to be careful. Um, let's see. Flappy Bird and the Wi-Fi dinosaur game are pretty similar, it scratches a similar itch. Um, and I like that about that. I like that they have that little game for like when stuff goes badly. Um, it's a nice little change of pace. Oh, I never bought. The thing is, Deadly Pineapple Games is yeah, it was just kind of the problem is okay. Y'all remember? I guess you wouldn't know because you would have been fetuses. Um, well, in 2011, I was you know, 2011, like 2014, it was like YouTube le random humor. We didn't get this sort of like satirical part yet. It was just very lame. And so I thought, oh, Deadly Pineapple, that's funny, haha. And then I accidentally made a game which got played 250 million times. So yeah, I Nightcycle by that point I had more of a formed identity and wanted to actually have a brand that would age a little bit better. I literally thought like that's the problem. So much of my older games are just like me saying, "Huh, that'd be funny," and not putting any thought into it beyond that. And don't get me wrong, that works sometimes. There are parts that are good. Like I think Captain Cool Guy was an example of like not overthinking it, just adding something kind of fun and cheesy. I think for world building, it can be just doing what's fun is fine. But for branding, it's a bit more. It has more consequences. It's all right. I'm not a good enough listener in real life to really critique other people for not listening to me. I also love talking, hence why I stream. And so the opportunity to explain something to someone again is actually very fun, you know? I do blame y'all for me being like this, because I grew up basically explaining stuff to my community from like age 15. So that skill got built up like a muscle. Okay, how do So fire punch. Okay. All right. So let's okay. Let's start by animations. Animations. All right. So force punch, length. No. This one didn't really have any force explosion. Can I have let's see. Silly lore is great. I do like silly lore. I don't want my lore to ever take itself too seriously. And I think Mortal Metal probably did, looking back. I think there should have been a little bit more humor, but I don't know. I'm torn between wanting to make a world that actually has some artistic depth, but I don't want it to take itself too seriously. I think Spider-Verse is probably a good example of what I want. Where like it's on its premise kind of ridiculous. Like there's a character named Spider Ham in it, but it kind of just rolls with it, and it can still do some really emotional, you know, interesting stuff. You know. Let's see. There's a second. I'm getting a call from my sister. Okay, I'm gonna text her. Yeah, let's see. Looks like they were just connecting with family. So I will get a call with them. Uh, okay. Can you have deadly pineapple games? Also, the Giganify shrink power. Maybe I don't know because it thing is, a Giganify is a lot more likely than shrink. Hmm. Yeah, like the thing is, Giganify. That's like a bigger target, and you can like scale the health to be bigger, and then you can make them slower in some ways. You can have Giganify not break everything. The problem is actually fitting it into areas. Um, Shrinking though, that actually makes it's kind of like invisibility. You know how like invisibility is kind of like a messed up power. Except in theory, like it's kind of like swatting an insect. It's I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Um, because I want my answer whenever someone asks me like, can you do this in game? I want to be able to say yes, or at the very least have like something more fun that they can do as a result. That instead. Uh, but yeah. Okay. So, can I have deadly pineapple games? No. Unfortunately, no. Um, it's precious to me. You know, the it's not it should be retired, but I'm not giving it away. Okay. So now, did I like change my mouse speed? Um, So I don't really do DMs with people, but on the topic of what's it called? Of being an in-game moderator, uh, I don't really have an in-game moderation system currently. But once that's fleshed out, we'll look more into it, you know? Um, but I do want to build that right. Right now, it's just, kind of report the person to Roblox. Um, oh, look, okay, like it. How about this? Dragon King, if you want to put, a modified version with like different colors of the Nightcycle thing in your logo, for if any lawyers are out there, for non-commercial, just temporary, I don't transfer any rights, kind of reasons. Um, you know, I do like seeing what people make with the logo, but we just got to avoid it being confusing. Um, so I think invisibility, I don't want to say no to visibility, but it should have some heavy drawbacks, Like it should be something that like has to be charged up and that the second you try to do anything else immediately disables. And like there should be like little signs, like little rustling, like particle effects, like the trees moving, little footsteps. Like yeah, like the sec even moving with invisibility on should like cause like little like footstep particle effects to. Testers, everyone here can be a tester. Don't worry. We're gonna make sure everyone can be a tester. Um, yeah. So we're not doing any certifications right now, but we will get something set up. So don't worry about that. Um, let's see. Dang. Okay, so we have some animations. Okay, so alert, code, damage, drain. Where do I put the handles at? Oh, I just literally constructed this one on the fly. Man, what was this? What, what was this naming convention? It's like Pascal snake case. Ugh, horrifying. Okay. Um, I want the game to be more kid friendly too, and that's why if you see anyone who's 18, who's doing 18 up stuff, please do report them. Unfortunately, I just like the reason I'm doing this remake is so that I can have an up-to-date modern game with like a modern moderation system. The problem with Superhero Life 2 is that every time I make a change to it, like 50 things break. And yeah, it's just it's not ideal. I do want to do some like, actual legitimate moderation stuff. But yeah, it's just yeah, please report anything inappropriate you see using the Roblox report system. Anything more than that, though, is going to have to wait until the remake is out, which I am working on, as y'all can see. Um, you know, though honestly, with that data corruption issue going around, there has never been more. We need to get this out fast. Okay, how does this make? Oh, it's literally just like building them every time. Okay, that's a headache. Oh well. Mesh part. Hmm. Not what I was expecting, honestly. Okay, that's better. I mean, like, honestly, Zone, knowing you, you probably should have been banned for something, even if it wasn't that. You say a lot of sus things. You are always so close to the line for like, doing like some like edgy joke. Don't act like this is some crazy out of nowhere comment. Uh, I'm not going through and listing it. Uh, uh, though, for what it's worth, Zone, I don't have the best memory. So if you genuinely cannot think of anything, then I am fine accepting that my brain is just fried and I have confused you with someone else in my elderly age. Let's see. The What is that part? This is the clause. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so dual katana. Okay, mistakes were made. Wait a second, that was me. Let's see. I think. Okay, so we have this. Sure, sure, a person. Yeah, I mean, admittedly, nobody has seen me in the same room with Eminem, so we can't deny it. Force blast. All right, force push. Makes sense. Hammer, knife jab, knife slash, sheathen. Oh, you wanna see something funny? Um, in all games, most games, there is client side code and there is server side code. Client side code is stuff that only you can see, and server side code is stuff that everyone can see, or kind of. It's like it makes effects for everyone. And because when I wrote this, it was 2017, and around prepping for Infinity War stuff, um, I named the client side scripts the Mind Gem and the server side stuff the Reality Gem, based off the Infinity Stones, because I thought it was funny, and it was honestly. Joke holds up. Joke does hold up. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that looks pretty good. Stop. Hammer time. Okay, so now, um, okay, knife. Honestly, I actually do want to add a bunch more weapons to the game. I think that'd be very fun. Right now, the selection is honestly pretty weak. So yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm redesigning it, so that to make the adding of new things easier. Okay, so any animations we haven't seen? Nope. Okay, so reality gem. Uh, okay, so sword. Have I ever gotten around to fixing private servers? It's Karma. I can see that you have found a lot of issues with the game, and you are 100% correct that they are ridiculous, that they're embarrassing, and that they're causing a lot of frustration for people. Unfortunately, that code is almost a decade old, and it was written by someone who had very little experience. That person is me. And so I have taken time to. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to remake that game. I'm trying to make it. I'm literally doing the powers right now, in hopes that I can fix those things. I can make it a quality game. Um, you can have private servers that are good, that work. You can have moderation, which is quality. And so for the most part, most of the questions you have, it's probably best asking, will the remake do this rather than am I going to fix Superhero Life 2? Because as far as I'm concerned, the easiest way to fix Superhero Life 2 is to remake it from the ground up. But yeah, no, I completely understand though why it's annoying. I promise it. Every time I remember the state the game is in, it's horrifying because it's like, oh wow, it's been like that since day one. Um, but yeah, okay. Uh, okay, so Trident. Were there any Trident ones? Okay, so Mesh, CJ Lore. Yeah, certified CJ Lore. That is true. Um, okay, so Banhammer for server owners. I do want to definitely up the moderation stuff. Comically Large Spoon, that would be very funny. I like that idea. Okay, Trident. Okay, I feel like some of these could be better. Oh well, we're not doing anything crazy right now. Uh, Force field. What's headshot? What animation is that? Let's see. Where's the asset previewer? I don't think I have it downloaded right now. Oh well. Okay. Well, we'll figure out these later. So let's see. Yeah, this is really the classic sword. How old is the mesh ID for it? Yeah, it's sword.mesh. Yeah, very old sword. Let's see. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to bring these things up to me. It's Karma. I do want this game to live on. I'm actually going to be open sourcing the original even just once things have transferred over fully. Um, but I also know that it is kind of aging a lot, and it wasn't necessarily like game of the year to begin with. And a lot of people have some really good memories there. I have good memories in it, of course. And I want to preserve it. I want to modernize it for those who want to play it for what it could have been rather than nostalgia. Though the open sourced original will be available for nostalgia reasons. Um, the main what's it called? Yeah, my main goal in terms of this game right here. In fact, you can even see what it looks like right now. Let me server storage map. Okay, so this is what the map looks like. You can see it. There are some inspirations that are pretty clear. Some of them that aren't. But yeah, we are going to be, upgrading the city, where we're going to be making things a lot more, explorable, a lot more compelling, hopefully. Um, yeah, and so my goal is that this is my internal canon is like this is what Superhero Life 2 would have looked like if I'd just been upgrading it this whole time. You know, I really only upgraded Superhero Life 2 for like maybe 3 months after its release. It didn't have a pretty very long life cycle. Um, let's see. What do I think of Bloxburg becoming free? I did not realize that it had. How are people responding to it? Sounds about right. Let's move some of these guns over. Where'd they go? There it is. Okay. Okay, so mesh part. See, Zone, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I think you being banned was probably justice. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So surface appearance. Okay. So I think okay, so now we're on to the ranged weapons. So I love how not into gun culture I was when I made this. I'm still not into it, but though I do think, guns are pretty fun. It's nice when they're not used on people though. That's ideal. Um, I think that the fact that I called it assault gun, like, yeah, it's something, you know, it shoot quickly. I think, I think, paid games going free is annoying, but I think it can be done well. I think that what you should do is you should compensate the people who purchased the game. Ideally, Roblox would allow you to even like refund some of them. Like they could request a refund. But since that's not really something that Roblox natively supports, it'd be way too much of a headache to actually do manually. But yeah, no, like I just like well, here's the thing. Guns are obviously dangerous. That's not, that I think it's just any scenario where a children has contact with a gun, it's already too late. Like there's no situation where someone younger than 18 should ever have contact with a gun, you know? Um, let's see. Yeah, no, I do think you should be making sure that like it's the people who bought paid access should feel like kings, you know? They should feel like they got in early, like that they got something out of it. Um, and yeah, and if they don't feel that way, then it's an issue. But like I understand why they would want to um, you know, have it go public. I think as a developer. Um, Add a burger guy, maybe. Um, what's your opinion on the rap genre? Um, I don't listen to a ton of rap music, but I used to when I was in high school. Let's see. Nothing like too like low level, more like like mainstream stuff. Like I can Eminem and Kanye West and like I don't know. I listened to a few Bones and Thug. Is that what they were called? Which was very funny looking back because I'm definitely not. I am living the opposite life of every one of those songs. You know, like there is no world where you know where the actual message of it really hits me. But I think that like I know enough to like be able to tell when like okay, this person's good at rapping, this person's bad at rapping. Like like but at the end of the day, it is from a very different culture than my own, so I only have so much experience with it. Let's see, where did I put the arrow? Okay, yeah. So bow, mesh part, arrow. Well, it's going to be more configurable, I think. Um, Zone, anyone who would sell a child a gun is the problem, not me. All right, uh, that is a comically large arrow. That's funny. Oh yeah, bow and arrow, my beloved. Uh, I did not listen to much Drake. I listened to um, let's see. I enjoyed his song One Dance. That was about as much Drake as I ever had contact with. That song was fun. I liked it. Isn't it annoying when like the people who make songs that you enjoy end up being awful? This really hit hard for Kanye West. Like, is it weird that like, you know, Kanye West is like certifiably insane at this point, but I'm still kind of hoping he pulls it together. Like, I'm fine if Drake just retires and never does anything again. I'm kind of hoping Kanye like goes sees a therapist, you know, checks himself into rehab. You know, that dude's obviously suffering from something, but you know, let's see. Rock music? Admittedly, I don't. I mean, like, I know Seven Nation Army. That's rock, right? Uh, Kickstart My Heart. That's another one. What's my favorite music genre? Probably like lo-fi, you know, chill hip hop kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I don't really have a favorite genre. I'm sure Spotify would show like a slight correlation in certain areas, but for the most part, you know, I have a full spectrum of emotions, and I think certain music is better for certain emotions. So yeah, not really, not really any particular, not really anything too particular. Okay, so handgun. Okay, so I should. That's a song. I don't recall exactly what I was saying when you said that's a song, but I believe you. The what's it called? I don't know what genre it is, but I've been enjoying. What's it called? It's the band which did. It's called All the Things That I've Done by the band that did Mr. Brightside, The Killers. That's fun. I enjoy that one right now. Um, I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. That's just catchy, certified catchy. Oh yeah, no, Seven Nation. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, that is yeah. I was mixing up bands and songs. Yeah, no, the White Stripes. Yeah, that was a good song. Um, Probably it's been overplayed to death to an extent. Like you know, kind of like Freebird. Like I enjoyed Freebird. I enjoyed Freebird before it went viral. I just stumbled upon it in like a Spotify recommendation. I didn't see anyone use it anywhere. I was just like, oh, this is a catchy song. Hmm. Oh, OOP. Okay, yeah. So object-oriented programming. It's basically okay. Let me show you something. All right, so this is the Roblox inheritance tree. So if you look on the left side here, you will see something called the inheritance tree. Basically, it shows how all of Roblox, every class in Roblox, is descended from another class, starting all with instance. Um, and object-oriented programming is basically this idea that you have code bundled up into these little objects with predefined functions and behaviors that can inherit from each other. Um, it can be pretty handy, uh, but there are a lot of criticism directed to it as well, a lot of critiques, because oftentimes you get situations where two different things you'll have the same functionality that needs to be done in classes that are not close to each other on the tree, that aren't like descending from the same branch. And so that can lead to a bit of messiness, as it were, a lot of duplicate functionality. And there are a lot of critiques with it. I've found that it can be handy sometimes. I think it really, like when I write a system, I'm usually not trying to write an object-oriented thing or a what would it be? Or like a component thing or like a functional thing. I'll recognize that what I'm making might be one of those things, but like it's not a goal. I just sort of go for what's best solves the problem. And right now, I think I'm going to be trying to do a functional approach for the weapons, where I just use data types to sort of fire different effects, um, because I think that'll be easier to pass from the server to client, as well as to combine together into different things. That's the hope, at least. Um, okay, so Power Shot. That one's a new one. Okay. Let's see. I don't think Ice Hand really had a handle, nor Laser Eyes, though. Oh, Headshot. That's when it shoots from the head. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking about like a bullet hitting someone in the head, not emerging from it. That makes sense. Um, let's see. Okay, so laser gun, mesh part, laser gun. Follow-up question. I've learned foundations of Luau. What do you think I should learn from now? I've thought about learning object-oriented programming because it seems quite useful for what I'm trying to do. I guess follow-up question for you. What are you trying to do? Because I think, like object-oriented programming is handy, but admittedly, Lua and Luau isn't really built for it in the way that you might assume. Other languages actually have built-in ways to make classes, whereas with Luau, you have to sort of be, more indirect with it. Okay, so what would this be? Uh, hmm. Yeah, no, this is a Trident. Is there a crossbow in the game? I think there is. Huh. I would have thought there was, but I don't see one here. Maybe there's one in Superhero Life 3. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm down for adding one. Hold up. Did I just use the same mesh for... I don't know why y'all are fans of me, honestly. What happened to Superhero Life 4? Um, it got massively overscoped because I really wanted to make it a good game, because Superhero Life 3 is a disappointment. And because it got overscoped, it never came out. I'm going to release something at some point called Superhero Life 4, but Superhero Life 4 has been like 5 different games at this point. Um, let's see, combat systems, movement systems, abilities, that sort of thing. Um, like, I think that right now I'm writing up a combat system, and I'm not actually doing object oriented. I'm doing functional. The idea would be that you would like call like a fire function with the character. You know, I think that object oriented is handy when you have very clear boundaries, and I think attacks usually don't. Uh, no, Ryan. This is combat stuff. We're working on making weapons now. You inspired me, and now I'm going through the old. Well, the map looks fine. Look at this. Okay, fine. I'll show you the map. Okay. Look at it. I finished it up a few days ago, kind of. I think it looks pretty good at like a street level. The yeah, it's just it's all coming together. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Ken Whit Herndon. I'm gonna have to um, Ken Will Herndon. I will thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Will. Okay. Thank you, Will. That's much more that's it's a skill issue on my part, but that is much easier for me to say. Thank you, Will. Let's see, Silent Sparrow asks, and you're gonna add a power scale where people can upgrade their powers. I'm definitely gonna have something with power progression. I don't know what that will be yet. Um, I have some ideas. I want it basically to be like rock, paper, scissors, except that if both people do rock, whoever has like the stronger rock wins, you know? Like I want it to be so that every weapon has like a clear one that will, uh, like be compatible against another one, you know? Like be good for pairing together, be good for layering and stuff. But yeah, but also nor the I would recommend just start by mapping out what you want to do with your code, whether that be, whether that be having different abilities for different weapons. Like at the end of the day, I think honestly the best way to do these things is to just write it once, and then refactor. Just like don't even put too much thought into like what the best way to do things are. If you want to try to learn object-oriented programming, that's fine. But you're gonna have to you know, like just do that because you want to do that. And then if you find that it's a good fit for the system you're making, great. But if it's not, personally, I've moved away from using object-oriented programming for weapons and combat systems because there's just a problem with object-oriented is it doesn't transfer from client to server super well. I think that's a bit of a headache to get done because you have like these desynchronization issues. And I think that functional programming is a little bit more honest. It's like you received a signal from the server to do this, and then you can, render that on the client. Whereas, with object oriented, it tries to pretend like they're both the same object when they're not. And that I feel like that can lead to some headaches down the line. At a restaurant, I mean, technically, I generate a few of these, but I am going to make sure that we have places for people to eat. I have a decent amount of Robux. Not like an insane amount, but you gotta have games that earn Robux. Yeah, no, honestly, if you're looking for a good way to just learn stuff, chess. I think chess, making a chess game mechanic, you can do it in so many different ways. You can do it with all functional code. You can do it with all component-based stuff. You can do it with object-oriented code. Make a chessboard mechanic. You know, like I genuinely think that is like the best mechanic to like try out new ideas on, just because it literally it has clearly defined behavior, uh, and they all exist in similar circumstances. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Is if you want to learn something new, make chess with it. I think that's a good project. Yeah, we do have a trident. I don't know how often it's used, admittedly. And I might swap these out over time. I'm not saying these are necessarily the final products, but You know, I wanted to not throw away old stuff because I don't think like I didn't make these meshes, you know? Like so I can't really they're not really flawed in the same way that a lot of the stuff I made myself is. But they're not perfect either. Like now that PBR exists, I should probably upgrade this to something with PBR. Um, of course, yeah. Best of luck. Let's see. Do, do, do. All right. Throwing star. There it is. There it is. Okay. So now, where is this? There it is. All right. I have been getting requests for more Discord mods, but I'll probably go with someone who has a longer history in the community. So yeah, just hang out in the Discord more often, and that could be you. Um, yeah, so let's see. We have this, all this there. Um, okay, so these are going to be mostly animations. Uh, Animation. Actually, that's not true. I need to add the grapple gun. I don't think this is my code. Well, this is. You could tell because it's garbage. Um, the some of it looks like it was like this looks like it was written by someone who knew what they were doing, kind of. Not fully, because there's a mix of like Pascal case and camel case, but you know. Then you see the weird, Ryan, are you still here? Look at this nonsense. I'm using like snake Pascal case. It's horrifying. Truly horrifying. Very confused. Do I not have a, does it not create the mesh? Um, so we have sound. Hmm, that's weird. I have no idea. No idea. Super speed, teleport, wall climb. Okay. so now let's. Did the chat die? Kind of. I know chat is usually less talkative in the final like 40 minutes or so of the stream. You know, there's only so many things to talk about. Uh, because your comment was a long time ago. I don't know what to tell you, Zone. I don't see the comments. More joke masks would be kind of fun. I guess, yeah, if the comment is you have a water gun, good for you, I guess. That is probably the only gun that you are qualified to carry. For the best, though. Let's see. Out. Let's see. So handle JSON tag, handles.json. Let's see. Then handle luau path. Okay. This is more of a projectile than a handle. Okay. This is a 2 hour stream? Yeah, probably. Yeah, oh, I am getting tired. We'll see. I don't want to start like cutting it short every time, but this is a busy week. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Where's the rig at? There it is. Okay, so let's see. Most of these look pretty scaled correctly. Let's see. This knife is too big. It's a bit better. Actually, this gun's a little bit too big. It's a little bit better. Zone, behave. Um, you're aiming for a 7-day all-nighter. Best of luck with that. Probably not healthy. Longest I ever went without sleep was about 3 days. That was for a very busy week in college. But it worked out. I don't know how many years it took off my life. Not sure I recommend it if it can be avoided. Really, like an all-nighter should be like a defeat. It means that like you did a bad job planning. You know, they don't have to be inevitable. They're only inevitable when you do a bad job setting your scope. Mm, Okay, so this is better. Yep. Yeah, no, all the superhero lives should be getting a remake with time. The Superhero Life 2 is being prioritized because it's, the most popular one. Let's see. Right arm. Okay, so let's just call this guy Weapon Rig. hmm And that in mind, actually, let me add something with actual hands. You know, actually, no, that wouldn't matter here because I'm just using the attachment point. Okay, so let's see. For IV and iPairs workspace.map with descendants if V is a base part, then V.lock equals true and what do I do wrong? Oh, I've got to put a do here. I'm gonna go crazy. Oh no, I had a typo. This is why I have an LSP. There it goes. Okay. What are y'all arguing about? Stop putting every weapon on one rig. It's too powerful to flashbacks. Yeah. No, we don't want it to yeah, we don't want it to grow too powerful. That is true. Let's see. Okay, so let's just start by adding an attachment to all of them, calling, let's just call it, I don't know, let's call it like grip. All right. What about a primary grip? And we'll paste it into all of them. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to line it up, and then make sure that it has the same right grip attachment. Hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Zone. I warned you to behave. Putting you in timeout. 5 minutes. The yeah. Okay. So position. I want the global one. Okay. So from here we can. Where is the grip attachment usually? It's in the center. Hmm. It's going to be weird. All right. So now, so we're going to line this up. We can make it a little bit bigger. What new powers do I have in mind? Um, right now, I'm not really thinking about new powers so much as new ways to do the old powers. And most of that comes in allowing them to be used at the same time. Like, I think that if you have like a katana, you should be able to have like a katana in your hand and a gun in the other hand, you know? Like, I want to be able to allow people to layer these a lot more naturally. And I want you to be able to fly while you are doing that. And that's, of course, going to be work, but I do think it's a lot more doable now that I know I have more experience in the area. Mm, I'm torn on this because on the one hand, like, hey, I think actually making it a little bit bigger, that actually looks pretty good. It's got like a weird flashback to being in high school. Yeah, no, I was in high school, early college when I started work on this on the superhero life game. So occasionally I'll just a blast from the past. Um, but yeah, Do you know who Ultraman is? I do actually. Um, yeah, they're that Japanese superhero. I actually saw a motion capture studio when I was in Tokyo, where I believe they made a 3D animated motion capture Ultraman thing, but I couldn't tell you which one it was. People were nice. Looked like they did a good job. Looks like they you know they cared a lot about the final product. Mm, okay, so I think that looks all right. I'm definitely down to add more accessories. I just want to focus on getting the ones that were pre-made in there first, you know? So this gun should be a little bit bigger. Let's see. Yeah, I'm definitely fine with having like, being able to put the item that you own, like equip it somewhere. I think that'd be pretty cool. Um, let's see. What else needs to be lined up? So this one, I'm not a huge fan of the Trident mesh. It's not awful or anything. It doesn't look right, if that makes any sense. Um, hmm, okay, so yeah, I might end up finishing a few minutes early. I'm pretty tired, and I still have other work to do, unfortunately. Miles to go before I sleep. Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. Um, so I guess the I don't want people role playing as cops. I don't really like cops that much. I think that 9 times out of 10, they're just there to harass you. Like I do think there should be someone in there should be, a government institution to deal with criminals, but I don't know, man. Militarized police force is not it. That's it. Things are going a bit crazy. It's just a lot of Americans have had a lot of negative experiences with the police. And so I don't want to like contribute to like cop worship. But at the same time, like I want to, I think that they do exist, and so I think cops might exist sort of like an NPC faction, and they're kind of like the type that would just like shoot at Batman on sight. That I think makes more sense, having that. Um, I think that if we do allow players to play as the cops, it should be, a full experience. It's not just going to be like, heroic poses and arresting the bad guys. It's going to be like, okay, you have to arrest 10 people to meet your weekly quota. Otherwise, you get fired. Like really put the pressure on to, you know. So it really is it really is a tough subject, but it is, I think over time I'm going to want to, readdress how we, engage with that. Oh, SCP? Yeah, that'd be fun. I would definitely enjoy an SCP facility. Though the only problem is actually designing an SCP facility. Nightmare. You know? Mm. Okay, so then call this one. So right grip attachment. And then we're going to call the claw one right wrist attachment. Let's see. There's a for real no, SCP facility, gaming zone. Ah, tragic, quite tragic indeed. Wait, am I Chris? Oh no. Oh no, Chris Terminator. Okay, gotcha. Too many people named Chris in the world. I swear, and I'm one of them. It's very confusing. Truly is like the Christian version of like everybody being named Muhammad, or actually literally Jesus is south of the border. Um, Here in Brazil, everyone's named Maria. Just something about like those people really makes you want to name someone after them. Oh no. Yeah. The Okay, so now, all right, so for I, I handle in iPairs workspace dot handles get children do local attach equals let's see, handle find first child right grip attachment um, and okay, let's well first we need to get the local source is equal to workspace dot weapon rig dot right hand dot right grip attachment if attach then attach dot world cframe equals source dot world cframe and okay, nice. Right wrist attachment. All right, beautiful. Great job, everybody. Knew we could do it. Okay. Okay, so now we should have, okay, so we can move these handles back into replicate storage. Okay, project, I guess, projectiles. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left. Let's see. Handle. Handle JSON pad. Handle Lua pad. Dedicated storage. Okay. So for that, it is handles. Okay, let's see. Hmm. We'll shared powers dot assets. Okay, so luau path file util right. content, luau path content. So we're just going to put strict and return. Okay. Style luau path. Okay. So okay, so let's see. Putting this here, content is equal to handles, content, closing that. And so content. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Dragon King. Good seeing you as always. Okay. Equals. Replicated storage, wait for child handles, wait for child. I guess so. V.name, wait for child, V.name, base part. Okay. Same thing for animations. Animation, and then finally we'll do it for projectiles. Base part. Okay, so that I think should have something workable. Let's try it. Okay, so now if we go into assets, how about let's do we'll name this script we'll put this in a powers section. Powers. Let's see, so rename assets to luau dot story dot. Okay, so now if we go back into here, run that, it had a problem. It did not like doing that. Let's see, why is it angry? No such file or directory. Source powers. Oh, I need to make it first. That makes sense. Did I spell something wrong? Okay, so shared power. I put powers. Power assets.lua. Okay, let's try this. I assume that just worked. Beautiful. Look at that. That's very nice. Okay. Thank you, Trey. I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess I would recommend this thing called typing your code. I don't mean like typing with a keyboard. I mean, learn how to do this, and that is the number one recommendation I have for anyone learning to code. Learn how to do if you understand this entire page, you are set to write some very clean code. And you just have to commit to making all of your code strict, and that will prevent you from 90% of the debugging. But yeah, but I think that's all for me tonight, admittedly. Let's see. Chaos in the chat, as usual. Will I legalize nuclear bombs? Yes, but only for kids. Tired of, the adults being the only ones who can destroy the world. It's unfair, really. Um, yes, nukes for kids. That's got to be an original idea, right? Okay. I think that's about it. Let's see. I'm going to, I guess, stop the stream. Thank you all for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I will see y'all, I guess, probably tomorrow, unless I take the night off. We'll see. If not tomorrow, then Monday. Definitely Monday, though, unless something goes wrong. But yeah, thank you all again, and I will see y'all later. Bye.